Friday, October 5th, I'm Paul Joseph Watson. This is InfoWars Nightly News. Coming up on the show tonight.
Tonight, an invisible war rages in the Mideast as Turkey launches attacks on Syria. Then, need a gun? Press print. The 3D printable gun revolution is now. Plus, parents up in arms over palm scanners at schools. And Ashley Jessica calls for an opt-out campaign after being groped by the TSA. That's up next on the InfoWars Nightly News.
Top story tonight, Turkey lied about Syria taking responsibility for attack. This is Infowars.com. Turkey lied to the United Nations when it claimed that Syria had apologized and taken responsibility for the mortar attack which led to a de facto declaration of war, increasing the likelihood that the shelling was actually carried out by Turkish-backed FSA rebels. So basically, as you know, what happened is a mortar shell landed in Turkey a couple of days ago, killed 5 people in a residential area. Turkey instantly blamed Syria, had their parliament rubber stamp military attacks inside Syria, and then told the UN that Syria had apologized and accepted responsibility for the incident, which of course led to the UN, Hillary Clinton, etc., roundly condemning Syria, increasing the pressure on Assad. And the international media ran with this Syria admits responsibility hoax and is still running with it, despite the fact that Syria's UN representative, Bashar al-Jafri, came out publicly and said Syria did not apologize and did not accept responsibility for the attack. And you can watch the video of him saying that in this article. So it appears as if this hoax of Syria admitting that they were behind the attack when no such thing happened is really starting to become part of the official narrative behind this series of events. And it served to kind of dampen down the growing evidence which was reported on by German news station ZDF that it was actually the Turkish-backed FSA rebels that were responsible for the initial mortar attack, which has only benefited them, in fact, because it's justified Turkey's aggressive response in opening up this 10-kilometer corridor of bombing and strafing, which has created a path for those very rebels to go back and forth between Syria and Turkey, which of course is where most of them are based. And I mean, you've got to love Turkey green-lighting these military strikes inside Syria and then claiming they're not at war with Syria because they've been attacking them for the past 3 days, as I said, 10 kilometers deep inside Syria. You know, they've killed numerous Syrian army soldiers. For months, they've been recruiting, sheltering, training, arming, funding these militants to carry out terrorist attacks inside Syria. They've done all this, but still claim we're not at war with Syria. So it looks like the Turkish Prime Minister Erdogan is taking a leaf out of the Mars attacks book of diplomacy. You know, don't run, we're your friends, while they're attacking and strafing inside Syria, while simultaneously declaring we're not at war with anyone. So even though Erdogan basically went straight to Washington after this mortar incident, begged the Obama administration to impose a US Air Force-led no-fly zone over Syria, which of course is a euphemism for bombardment and bloodshed, as we saw with Libya. Again, Turkey's not at war with Syria. Just believe that Orwellian hoax, which the international media has, because they've regurgitated the hoax that Turkey had accepted, that Syria had accepted responsibility. Completely not true. They never did any such thing. And so, you know, it would be like if you walked up to somebody on the street, told them you hated their guts, punched them in the face, and then smiled and said, I don't want to fight with you. That's seemingly the role that Turkey has taken in this Mars attack style diplomacy. And of course, in doing so, they're being completely backed by the UN, by NATO, by Hillary Clinton, by all of them. So it's the next stage in ratcheting up the pressure on Syria as this Brookings Institution plan for neocon regime change moves ever closer.
Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.